What's up? I'm Joel Madden, and this is Artist Friendly. On this episode, I'll be talking to producer, singer-songwriter, and frontman of the multi-platinum band Simple Plan, Pierre Bouvier. Let's go.
Smoking on gas, I'm smoking on piff, that's my kind. I don't want no bad times, I don't want to have bad.
Well, I was talking about to your team about the whole podcast and how well it's doing, and I see all the clips on your Instagram and stuff, and saw you had The Rock again.
Yeah, he was awesome.
That was amazing.
I love him.
Yeah, it looks great. Sounds great.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks for coming.
Would expect nothing less.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah,
I
man.
actually wanted you last year, but you guys were like touring, and Simple Plan feels like it's busier than it's ever
It
been.
really is. Yeah, it's kind of bizarre, but yeah, I was watching the clips on your Instagram, and I was like, when's he gonna call me? When can I get on this podcast? It looks so good.
You have an open door.
Awesome. Well, I know that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I
It's
just saw
so
Zach
funny.
outside there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's here.
Yeah. This place is amazing. You've had it for what, like 10 years now?
10 years, yeah.
It's amazing, man.
We feel lucky. It's good vibes, good people. I was just in the studio on the way back here. I stopped in because Jordan Fish works out of Studio C here, and he's in there with Poppy.
Nice.
And I'm a fan of both of
Yeah,
them.
of course.
And they're
Yeah,
also
yeah.
amazing people.
Of course.
So like there's always like some artists that you love here.
Yeah.
And you generally like everybody's just cool as shit.
Yeah. It's a
So-
great space. You guys have built something really cool, and I think it's got to be inspiring to come out here and see all this stuff and
Thanks, man.
people happening, all this kind of stuff.
Thank you.
I respect that entrepreneurship that you guys have, you know. I feel like that's something that I've never really kind of tapped into in myself, but I look at you guys doing that and I'm like, dang, you know what? Good for those guys. That's amazing.
Would you say you've never tapped into it ever? I feel like
Not outside of my band.
Right.
You know, like I've focused everything on I am Simple Plan, I am in the band, and like whenever time off came between being busy doing that's all I got. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'd be like, I need to step away.
recharge.
Yeah. Where you guys I think would come back and like do more stuff and plan, you know, just do some cool stuff. And I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you. But I feel like the life of an artist, especially a successful band like Simple Plan, is an entrepreneurial endeavor the whole way through.
Totally.
And a successful one. So it's not like you guys tried and failed. Certainly there's people that have had to pivot out of trying to be in a band into some other facet of music.
Right.
Yeah, everyone you know from the labels, the managers, they all like half of them were in bands or
Right.
were songwriters. So I feel like there's something about the creative entrepreneurial thing that it is to be in a band that does take all of you. You guys have been working for, I mean, I was thinking like, okay, where do I start with Pierre today? So we've known each other for so long.
Yeah. First time Montreal when you guys were opening for MXPX.
Yep. On
And
the bus.
We were driving in my dad's old Mercedes,
You guys
taking
took
you
us
guys
out. Yeah. It was fucking awesome.
It must have been what, 2001?
2001.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's 23 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What were we, 21?
I don't know. Are we we're the same
22?
age, right? I'm born in 79. Are you born in
79,
There you
22.
go.
We were 22,
Yeah. Yeah.
depending on the month.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy how young that is.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot, about just life in general, especially
Not
when
the
you
MXPX record, Life in General.
Yeah, exactly.
But life,
Funny,
actually
there you
life
go.
in
You know
general.
what? There's a little segue right there. But yeah, like how it seems so long ago, and now how time is going by so fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it's crazy. Now we have kids, and you know, my youngest is going to be 10 in a few weeks.
Crazy.
Yeah, and like it's
How old's
mind-boggling.
your oldest?
She's going to be 13, so they're 2 years apart. Yeah.
Get ready.
Not even. They're a year and a half. Yeah, year and a half apart.
My oldest is 16.
What?
My youngest is 14.
That's crazy, man.
He's going to high school in September, so they're both going to be in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It just flies by. You don't necessarily feel older here, but like you look at your kids and you're like, oh, goddamn, I'm old. I got fucking teenagers.
Yeah.
I'm old as shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how you feel when you look at your life. But I still feel young in my head. I just like still act young, I think.
Totally. And I think what's funny is that, you know, when I look back at when we were little kids, or when we were, you know, teenagers, 15, 16, someone who was 30 was really old to me.
Yeah.
And I wonder if, you know, I know times have changed, and like parents that would pick up their kids back, you know, and they were maybe in their mid 40s, I don't think they look like I look like. And maybe that's just me.
They don't.
I don't think so
They
either.
looked older when we were kids.
Yeah, I mean, look at movies we used to watch. The parents in movies that just look like so much older.
Even the like teenagers in the movies looked older.
Exactly.
You're like,
Yeah.
You're fucking 17. You look like you're 28.
Yeah. So I think
Little
it's
man child.
I agree. I don't feel like I'm that old, but to my kids, I wonder if I'm that. I wonder to, if my kids come over with their friends,
Yes, you are.
if Mr. Bouvier is,
a great last
hair
name,
and gray
Bouvier.
beard, and it's a good last name.
Yeah, strong French name. Yeah, no, you do. I asked the same thing because I think I'm cool. I've talked about it a million times. Like, I think I'm cool, and then I'll go around my kids and they're like, Dad, just don't come in. Just stay. Stay in the car. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Your friend loves me.
Yeah.
I'm the cool dad. And they're like,
cool.
not actually, you're not the cool dad.
Not to my friends.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy.
In this generation, I would say we're probably on the younger side of parents, though.
At
least in so I think that if we're being really real, we had success building our own businesses of the bands. And it's a creative space, so there's a lot more freedom in that to like the lifestyle is a part of the brand. So you're living not the average lifestyle, right? No matter how you slice it. And you're living in more affluent circles. Mostly other creators, likely successful in their own different creative endeavors and entrepreneurs and people. So self-made people. So it's a crowd that kind of, I think, finds itself. Even though we're all different, likely our kids are going to good, like you're certainly picking your kid's school.
Yep.
You're not like, when I was a kid, they just put you on a bus and you ended up at a school and
That's
you were
the
like,
school that was around the corner.
"Where's
That's
my
the one you're
school?
going to. Yeah.
I've never been here before." And now you're like picking schools. Which school should our kid be in? That one learns different or that one. And you're like, so you have these like rich choices to make if we're just being honest.
Yep,
right?
totally.
Like where I'm from. And we made this for ourselves. So it's a choice. So I'm happy to say this, but it's not the average lifestyle.
No.
With that, I think comes a freedom to kind of like build out life the way you want it to be.
Yeah.
Versus kind of like, and listen, anybody listening could say, yeah, easy for you to say. No, I know it is easy for me to say.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not. So I actually come from the school of you get a good job that pays enough for your rent and you take care of your kids and you put food on the table and that's success.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
That's how my parents were, hardworking, struggled to make it, but to make ends meet. But that, I think, idea, it's not that I look down on it at all. I just was like, that's not for me. I want to like go and see if I can
Do better. Yeah.
get after it
Yeah.
and live how I want to live, and whatever that dream is for all of us, it's different, but it's not necessarily about money, but money affords you the freedom to live the life you want to live.
Yeah. And it's funny to make money from being in a band too, because it's very, people are so attached to, you're in a band and this is, what you create, what you make is like very attached to who you are. It's not like starting a business or even I would say like even being an actor or being like someone that's going up on stage and doing like, a musical.
Right.
People don't look at that person and judge them for,
Their life.
Yeah. That's like what you said on stage, how you moved, what you look like in pictures, that is you. So for us, that's what a band is. You're building a brand that is you. And then when you start making money doing that and you start being successful, it's hard because then people have trouble disassociating. Like they love you for your music. They love you for who the band is, but then you're also making money doing it. And it's like, there's the whole sellout thing, right?
Yeah.
And
It's
I'm
like,
so
fuck
happy.
you.
And I'm so happy that has gone away a little bit. And people are embracing success.
Yeah.
That came more from the hip hop culture. I think they were quicker to embrace success and be like, look how much I've made. Look at my car. Look at my stuff.
Yeah.
And that might be a little too much, you know what I mean, for me. But like it's okay to be successful. And it doesn't mean that, that you're necessarily doing it for the money. But hey, we all need jobs. You know what I mean? Everybody out there, I don't care what you do in life, you're going to need some money to buy food, to pay your rent. And though if you can do it while you're doing something that you love doing and you're good at it, that should be a good thing.
I don't see it any other way.
And if more people like you, if more people like your music, if you've been able to convince millions of people that they love your music, I think you're onto something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And screw the naysayers. And that's where pop punk kind of came from. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, at least the early 2000s generations like you and us, It
was a real moment of like this kind of idea.
Yeah.
Like, where do we fit in? I don't know where I fit in, but I know I want to be successful.
Yeah.
I know I want to make money. I never ever minced words about that in my whole career.
Yeah.
I think the difference is wanting to do well and make money is a bit of a scorecard. So that's fine. If money's your God, that's different. So like, I think we all serve some God, and there's good gods and bad gods, whatever your understanding of God is. Anyone of the people listening, they all have their own ideas, but I just think you'll replace God with something. Some people it's money, some people it's nature. Fine.
Yeah.
That's probably a better version. Everybody has something that they're like fixated on. To me, the money's always just a sign of the times.
It also gives you
we're
freedom.
doing good.
Like you were saying before, money gives you time.
Yeah.
Money gives you freedom. You know what I mean? If you have very little money, you're going to spend all of your time chasing more money.
Yeah.
And you're going to do whatever you have to do to achieve it. And it's not necessarily what you want to be doing at the core of your person.
Not always.
When you have more money, then you can think about, well, what is it that I want to do? What is it that I want to spend my time on? And that it gives you more freedom.
You can find like the balance of, I do need to go make a living, whatever I'm doing, but I also want to be there for my kids.
Yep.
I want to be there at every moment, every birthday. I'm not missing a birthday. Fuck that. So I don't think there's a price you could pay me to miss a birthday. I just don't, because I think it's like some childhood shit. I didn't really have special birthdays. And I find myself in my adult life like not really wanting to make anything out of my birthday. And I know it's related to, it was never a big deal anyways.
Right.
But for my kids, I'm like, it's your birthday. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
To me anyways.
Yeah.
And I'm not missing it. So there's the balance of like, I care about money, but not at any cost. There are certain things that I just care about more. And like, as I think that's the healthy balance of every person. They got to find it's different for everyone. Some people, birthdays aren't a big deal. I respect that.
It was my wife's birthday a couple days ago, and she was like, please do nothing. I don't want you to do nothing.
That's how I am. But then my wife wants to have a party. So we do a big party for her. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy just watching her have the thing,
have a good
whatever
time.
that party is every year. It's like a theme of some kind. She loves that. She loves to have fun. I always enjoy it and always feel a little bit like, this is kind of how I celebrate my birthday.
Right.
I celebrate hers.
Right.
Mine, I'm like, I don't do anything. Just want to hang out with you guys. Like family dinner. That's what I want. I just want the whole family to be together. But then, everybody's got to have their thing that you can't buy from them. I think we all need it. We all need like something at our core, or whatever our value system is, that like doesn't have a price. And then I think that separates you from ever being like a money worshiper. I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah. And there's plenty of those out there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. They're good at it too. Make a lot of money. I'm not even mad at them.
Yeah. No,
Like a different animal.
Yeah.
So sometimes I see those guys and I'm like, that guy's a fucking animal. And it's a certain kind of animal. And I just like respect it for what it is. That's the cool thing about life, I think, is just like all the different types of animals we are.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. And there's only a few different types where, there's not like, a million different types of people.
No, yeah.
But you'll encounter them all. And then later in life, you kind of start categorizing them a little quicker.
Yeah. You get to know the
You're
type.
like, I've seen a kind of person like you.
Yeah.
I know that type. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which could be a good thing.
Yeah. And you'll come in contact with them in passing. I don't need them to be different. I just let them go on their way and gather some more information about that thing. And go like, I thought I was right, thought I knew what that was. So I was thinking about talking to you today because I was like, we've known each other for so long. We've done so much together in our career. I was like, do I start at the beginning? Do I start at the end? Do I start at the middle? I mean, we've done tons of shows together, tours together, songs together. Crazy.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. Even my wife last night, she was like, you going on the podcast tomorrow? She's like, what's the theme? What are you guys going to talk about? I'm like, I don't know. I think it's going to be like, let's just talk about, everything. Let's talk, like, kind of like, it's just kind of wherever it takes us, because there's so much to talk about, because there's so much that has happened, how we met, when we met, the scene that we're part of, the scene that we, to a certain extent, the early 2000s, bands like Good Charlotte and Simple Plan, we helped build that, what it is,
it's a little world.
And I think at the time it was, I don't know how seriously it was taken by everybody. You know what I mean?